So let's talk about your Japanese starter kit. And look, forget those stuffy language lessons you might be thinking of. These phrases, they're like little keys. They're designed to unlock your very first real conversations in Japan. Let's just dive right in.
What if I told you that's our goal right now? Seriously, in about the time it takes to make a cup of coffee, you're going to have a powerful little toolkit for getting through a day in Japan. Sounds good, right? Okay, let's do this.
All right, let's imagine we're there. You're walking down a street in Tokyo. The sun's out, and you want to start a friendly chat. You know, every great interaction, every friendship, it all starts with that first impression. And that really just begins with a simple hello. And here it is, the one you've probably heard before, konnichiwa. This is your go-to, your universal key for opening that door. It's warm, it's polite, and it is absolutely the place to start. Okay, let's say it a few times so it just rolls off the tongue. The pronunciation is pretty straightforward. It's just kon, ni, chi, wa. Let's try it together. Konnichiwa. See? Perfect. Now here's the key thing to remember, when to use it. Konnichiwa is a pretty general greeting, but it's really most common in the afternoon. So just think of it as your go-to phrase from lunchtime until early evening.
Okay, so you've said hello, you've made that first connection, now what? Well, you show you're actually interested in them, right? So you ask, Genki desu ka? That basically means, how are you? And just like that, you've turned a simple greeting into a real conversation.
And here's how you can finish that little opening chat. If somebody asks you, Genki desu ka? A really warm, positive reply is, Totemo genki desu, which just means, I'm very well. And there you go. You've just had your first successful mini-conversation.
All right, so you've started a conversation, but now maybe you're out exploring and you realize you need a little help. Maybe you just need to know what time it is. This is where your new starter kit becomes super practical.
Think of this as a simple 3-step recipe for politely getting help. Step 1, you get their attention with sumimasen, which is like saying, excuse me. Then, step 2, you ask tetsudate kuremasu ka, which means, can you help me? And finally, step 3, you ask your actual question, like nanji desu ka for what time is it? It's just a really simple, respectful little sequence.
So, they've helped you out, you know the time now, but wait, the interaction isn't quite over yet. In Japanese culture, showing gratitude is a really big deal. So ending the exchange with grace is just as important as starting it.
Okay, this one is huge. Arigato gozaimasu. This isn't just a casual thanks. This is a very polite and sincere thank you very much. Using this phrase really shows genuine respect and appreciation. It goes a long way.
I know it looks a little long, so let's just break it down into chunks. Arigato, and then gozaimasu. Now, let's string it together. Arigato gozaimasu. It's all about the rhythm. You've got this.
So just picture it, someone just told you what time it is. You give a little nod or a slight bow and you say, arigatou gozaimasu. You've just handled that interaction perfectly and left a really wonderful impression.
So what about when you're on the other side of things? What are you likely to hear after someone thanks you? Well, you'll probably hear this phrase, do itashimashite. It's the standard, polite way to say, you're welcome. Yeah, this one looks a bit intimidating, but I promise it's just a bunch of sounds put together. Let's try it slow. Do itashimashite. Now all together. Do itashimashite. See? Not so bad.
When you hear this phrase, that's your signal. It means the exchange was a success and your thanks were received. It's kind of like the other half of gratitude. It closes the loop on that polite and helpful interaction. It's a nice little confirmation of mutual respect. So, our imaginary day in Japan is kind of winding down. You've greeted someone, had a little chat, even asked for help. Now it's time to go your separate ways. And a proper farewell, well, that's the last essential piece in our kit.
And here it is, our final phrase, sayonara. Now this is the classic goodbye for sure, but it's good to know that it often feels a bit more final, kind of like farewell. You'd usually use it when you don't expect to see the person again for a while, which makes it a very clear and respectful way to end your time together.
This one has a really nice flowing sound to it. Let's just break it down one last time. Sa, you, na, ra. Make sure you get that nice long O sound in the U. Let's say it one more time. Sayonara.
So you see, this goodbye is the perfect bookend to the konnichiwa that we started with. You open the conversation with a hello, and you've closed it with a clear, respectful farewell. The whole conversation now feels complete, you know?
So think about it.
In just a few minutes, you've learned the whole framework for a polite conversation in Japanese, the beginning, the middle, and the end. You literally have the tools.